Marijuana.
You hear what I said? He smoked marijuana and he was a drinker. Now, he married a girl named Helen. She was like a teacher of music on piano.
Right.
So she was my piano player. Tommy played trumpet. Johnny Citro played alto and tenor sax. And Al Skloff, one of the best Jew bass players in the business. He'd make that fucking thing sing. That was our band. And Joe McClellan. Now, before I had that band, we had one of the best quartets in Philadelphia. You know who was my manager?
Greco's cousin.
No. John the Barber.
John the Barber.
John the Barber became John the Haircut Hollywood Barbershop. All the singers and stars used to go to John the Barber for their shaves and haircuts and stuff, because he opened up the first.
What street, Philly?
Yeah, 21st and McClellan, right on the corner from where I lived.
Right.
He's the one that made me go inside. I became the only shoe shine kid that he ever had that he put inside the barbershop. I got the customers inside, and the other kids used to stop.
Anybody come in cool? Or you...
Oh, yeah. I met so many fucking people that were big at the time, you know. Vic Damone come in. Well, when he came in, I nearly shit a brick. When he came.
Vic Damone? Yeah.
John the Barber told him, he says, I want you to meet a protege of mine. And he brought him over to me, and he says, hi, this is Vic Damone. Holy shit, Vic Damone, my God. He just married the most beautiful fucking Hollywood actress in Hollywood. They made like the papers. He married Pier Angeli. She was like the sweetheart of Hollywood.
Right.
And he was the sweetheart, good-looking son of a bitch, but the best fucking voice. No, he wasn't from South Philly.
Where's he from, Vic Damone?
Oh,
he's not even from Philly?
No.
Who was from Philly back then? I got Al Martino on my wall. Is he from Philly?
Al Martino, yeah. He went to music school with me and Al Greco's brother.
Who's our cousin? Is it Caruso? What are they singing? Is that way before that? Is that 1800s or what's that, 1900s?
The 1800s. No, well, Caruso's the 1900s. The early 1900s, we were pretty sure that he was. There's so many thousands of Carusos in Italy, right. But we said that he was like 5th generation removed.
Right.
Our family,
right.
Caruso, my mother's side.
Well, who else from Philly around that time? Was Al Martino's out there?
Al Martino.
Buddy Greco. Everybody did the same thing.
Buddy Greco. Now listen, Peter DeAngelis. You don't know who Peter DeAngelis is?
No, what he play?
He was the sweetheart of saxophone. A little Pete DeAngelis.
That big?
He became, well, I'm saying small,
yeah.
But he became, later on, when I got the ballroom, I didn't know how big Pete DeAngelis was when I just had started the ballroom.
Right.
He was the manager of Frankie Avalon, Fabian, and all the South Philly kids.
Right.
Right? And he was one of the biggest orchestration for music.
Did he handle Bobby Darin and them guys? Bobby Rydell?
He knew them all. Bobby Rydell, yeah, he knew them all.
They're all from the same time, pretty much. Everybody's the same.
Yeah, but Pete, see, we were the first band.
Who was the genius to have all them kids? I mean, did one person tie them all up?
Bobby Marcucci and Pete DeAngelis had them all wrapped up.
All of them.
Right. Now, Bobby Rydell, his father was his manager.
Who wrote the songs?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember that shit. Now, we were the first band to ever go. See, you don't know the history of Center City. 15th and Market was like the big hub of nightlife.
Right.
Broad and Market, Broad and Arch, Broad and Spruce, Broad and Chestnut, Broad and Walnut, down to 8th and Walnut. That was all the sensation of all the clubs and entertainers and all that shit.
Right.
And South Street was all black. But it was all Jewish businesses. They sold
black Jewish
They sold suits with the green lights. They had the lights that made the color of the suits. And they would hang on this, on their front of their store. You walk by, come in, I give you a suit, $10, $10, come on in, show you. That's how
everybody bought a suit, $10.
That's how they sold stuff in South Street. Then South Street went bad. When the Jews pulled out, it went bad, real bad black. We formed the band, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 years old. Louis DeAngelis, Pete DeAngelis, Joe Macarelli, and me. Right? John the Barber became our managers. We were the first band to ever go on one of the most famous places in Philadelphia. Did you ever hear of the Children's Hour? Later on in years, you know who had it?
Oh,
the guy that had 4 aces.
Oh, you were kids, I guess.
The 4 aces. You remember the 4 aces?
What were you, 16? 15? 14?
13, 14.
Jesus, yeah.
Now, we were the first band to go on the Children's Hour, Horn and Hard Art. You know what that was?
They had the show? They had a kid's show?
No. They had a Children's Hour. But you know what Horn and Hardest was?
No.
That's in all the old movies you see. All the gangsters and racketeers. 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, that's where they went to Horn and Hardest. You know how you ate? On the wall. The walls are gigantic walls, a half a block long, with all little windows. You put a nickel in, you got a sandwich. You put a dime in, you got a sandwich and a coffee. And you put the money in the button here, push the button, the window would open, and you pulled out what you wanted. If you wanted pie.
But the people behind there put it in, or was it locked in? It wasn't a machine.
Huh?
Somebody did it by hand.
Yeah, this side, the inside was the workers. That was the kitchens that fed all the windows.
Did you see them through the glass, the people?
Oh, you can see them. You can see them throwing in and when they used to run out and say, "Yo, you're not going to come on, let's go this goddamn
at night
party."
or the day, or all night and day?
So they're open 24 hours a day. In the morning, everybody got their breakfast here.
How much was it
for 10 cents? You got the whole full breakfast.
10 cents.
A nickel, you got coffee and pie and shit like that. Well, they had a Hard and Hardest Children's Hour. They made us the first band to get on it, and John the Barber got us on it. We met the owner. He's a millionaire. Look at that. I know his name.
John the Barber.
Hollywood Barbershop. He was the first barbershop to open up a salon where he married a girl 20 years younger than him.
Jesus Christ.
She was a beautician, and she opened up a beauty salon right with the barbershop salon, and it was the first, never heard of then in them days, to have men and women, in the same salon.
John the Barber opened up things.
So anyway,
the ladies' movement.
We all get there. The whole neighborhood's going to come now. My God, they're all going to 13th and Walnut. That's where the radio station was, WCAU. They're setting us up on a stage. All my family's here, all my relatives, all my neighborhood, right, to come and see us. All Joe Macarelli and Pete DeAngelis before he got real big.
Right.
They said he was a child genius on the alto sax. He could play that fucking thing. The big songs then were Amapola, Song of India. I was featured. We were going to play it. I had a 10-minute solo. Guess what the fucking engineer did to me? He came out and he says, the drums are going to have to go behind the curtains. Why? They're picking up too loud. I says, behind the curtains? I got all my family here. I'm a kid now, 13 years old.
Right.
And I said, I got all my family, all my neighbors, everybody's here to watch us.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm featured in this fucking song. Now this is radio, not television. And I says, and we're the first band that ever made Horners of Hearts. Because later on, Lee Sabbath, that was his name, the multi-millionaire.
Right.
His son, Elliot Lawrence, became big, like Benny Goodman. Had the first big band on Children's Hour. After us, right?
It's for adults, though. The children listen.
They were adults, yeah. They played for the kids.
Right.
They backed up the kids. See, it was the Kids for Talent.
How could that?
Now, you know who had the talent show? You got to know him.
I don't know.
The guy that was the head guy for the Four Aces.
I don't know.
What the hell's his name? From Philly.
The hell
They became, tell me why, da 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 da.
That's the Beatles.
Tell me why.
Tell me why.
No.
I want to sing the Beatles Saturday night. You gotta come.
You don't know the Four Aces?
Nah,
Art knows him, you don't. So anyway, 20, 30 years later, Pete DeAngelis. Now, we played all weddings. Boy, the people loved this. We were fucking booked every fucking weekend.
It's little kids.
We were booked playing weddings, right? And you know what we were making then? Like $15, $20 a person, when a nickel was a fucking $10.
That's big money. That's like $2,000 a show.
Hey, my father was making $11 a week.
Jesus Christ.
So anyway,
Good days for music. It's tough now.
Pete DeAngelis makes it to Hollywood, and then he became one of the biggest fucking Hollywood, what do you call them, songwriters for introductions to movies.
Oh, man.
He made Wine something that became big with a famous movie with Clark Gable and Carol Lombard before she got killed. And he wrote songs for Robert Taylor, the most handsome guy that lived. You ever hear the story about Robert Taylor?
No.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
We had a real famous